When darkness comes
Hi, Marie. Hello.
and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled
Thank you.
water. I will lay me down.
It's not on. It's not working. Reckon had problems with it too.
Sail on silver girl.
I turned it on early because Matt from Reckon said that they were having a problem with it and I didn't get a connection either.
To shine, all your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind like a
Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here. Anybody joining us online, welcome. Welcome to Unity Vancouver Island in Nanaimo. Yay! Yeah. So great to see all of you here. Let's start with a, you know what, I'm going to start with a couple of announcements first. Okay. It's one of these moments where I get to come clean to the congregation. So, a couple Sundays ago we had an after-service meeting and we discussed this idea, this great vision that I had of going to Sands at 10:30 in the morning on Sundays beginning in October. And then we had a discussion about it, and then I realized in that discussion how much thought I had not given it. And all of the things that I needed to align first before I let go of this great brainial idea that we could do something. So, it's not over, it's just on hold. And it's on hold because of me, and I think I just positioned it without lining up some things like the musicians, meditation before service, people setting up, clearing all of that there would be people willing to come in earlier on a Sunday. I just assumed. So my bad, I apologize. Okay, that's one. No. Here we go. the whole service today is me just leaving in a puddle. No. Number two is what I realize is that sometimes you know how you get used to people doing things, and then you just assume that they're happening and you don't really give it much thought. And sometimes I'm very good at, thanking people, and other times I'm not. So, like I just take for example that Josh is going to be here, and Maria is just going to be here, and Max is going to be here until they tell me otherwise. And also one of those things that was lost is our meditation before service. I have never really taken the time to say, first of all, how important I think it is that we have a pre-service meditation, and then the fact that Lisa does this almost every week, except for when she's away, and I don't think I've really acknowledged that in front of everybody. So Lisa, thank you. That's my bad. And I just want you to know how important it is. So, because when you're not here, somebody else does it, because there's value in us having that. So thank you so much. All right. That's all I have to come clean on today. But I do want to set up, my wife is here. So honey, no. So today we're going to talk about the rhythm of right relationship, and one of those things is today is World Peace Day. Who knew that? Who knew that today is the World Peace Day from the United Nations that started back in the 80s, I think, is when they launched, World Day of Peace. So that is today, and one of the things that I think about when I think about peace now, it's Eric Butterworth, one of the great unity authors and ministers, who said that, in the world of unity and prayer, we affirm things. We don't pray to a capricious God like, please save me from myself and everything else. It's more that we line ourselves up with that it's already done. It's an already given thing that this is happening. So what Eric Butterworth said, that if you're praying for peace, then you're actually praying that it doesn't exist, as opposed to affirming the peace that we already know exists. Because we know what it looks like, right? Do we not? We know what peace looks like. So the idea is to hold that in our consciousness, to hold that peace is already at play. And then the biggest part of that peace is the inner peace that each one of us needs to express into the world. And so in lighting the candle today for the power of order for the month of September, I think if I were to put things in order, it would be that the peace starts here in each one of us, that we are that peace. So how we think, the words we say, whether we actually give any voice to enemies out in the world, we are then stirring up non-peace by doing that. So we need to hold that peace first before we can actually see it come to fruition in the world. So in that regard, I will light our candle for order. And then on that same token is the Christ candle, the consciousness, that we see the light of life in each and every person, and celebrate it within ourselves and celebrate it in others as well. That we see that in them, and maybe they don't see it in themselves. Right? We can sometimes be that light. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and just let you know that you made a difference in their life? Right? That's what I'm talking about. Even if it's just addressing somebody by name at the cashier stand. That's all it takes, is that right there. So with that in mind, I invite us all to reflect inward for a moment and acknowledge that beautiful Christ light, that light of life within each of us. I'm done. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your attention.
All right. Happy International Day of Peace. Good afternoon. We warmly welcome all people, all faiths, and all lifestyles. And a special welcome to anyone who's here with us in person for the first time, and to everyone who is joining us online. We appreciate you and honor you. Our three Unity Vancouver Island centers are situated on the ancestral territories of the many, many First Nations across Vancouver Island. Here in Nanaimo, we respectfully acknowledge that we are on the ancestral statement for Unity Vancouver Island. Unity Vancouver Island is a growing, unfolding, expanding center of light and love, mighty to attract its good and radiate
The
its
entire
joy.
streaming sounds
Now,
absolutely
please, I
horrible.
invite you to just take a deep breath and settle yourself in the
Every
moment
channel
and join
sounds
in a moment
absolutely
of recognition of that
They're
peace
super
which is
quiet
always
and
available to us. The natural nature
It
of
started
our
a few
spirit,
weeks
our
ago,
soul is to be at peace with all of
only
life.
with Josh's spine.
We look to
and
nature
it's every
and we
night.
see the peace that is there.
Hmm.
And we
Tried
know that
everything on
peace
my
is
end.
always available, and we can become beacons of peace. We can be the source of peace in our world.
Do you want to use my headset
So
to
we bless the
listen
Lord
to
of
the
each and every
stream?
person, and in particular we bless those who are working
Just trying to see if there's anything that looks weird. This looks weird, but if we don't have it.
With every breath, we set an intention, peace. And so it is.
Next weekend, last
Now,
August,
Joshua has,
changed
get out of the way,
cable, but I'm
and
not even sure that's the
we come together.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
Just letting you know.
Okay, thanks.
Running around fixing this and that, giving it up to God and then taking it back. Just release and let it go. You don't even have to think about it no more. Get out of the way. Yeah. Get out of the way. Get out of the way and let God do His thing. Look like the weight of the world's on your back. Just take a deep breath and cut yourself some slack. All that drama ain't good for you. You could change what is if you wanted to. So get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way and let God do His thing. The sun's gonna shine and the river's gonna flow. The tide's gonna rise out your say so. The universe is working and the good is flowing. You don't plan to see the data, just see what's going. Get out of the way. 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 Get out of the way and let God do His thing.
Thank you.
Look at the person next to you.
Say God loves you and I love you
too. Now feel the love and sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love. Just look at the person next to you. Say, I recognize the God in you. Now feel the love in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, on every walk the God in each other. Look at the person next to you. Say, I'ma say out loud to you. Now feel the love in sanctuary. Let your voice and repeat after me. We come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love, we come together. We come together. We come together. In the name of love.
Whoa,
Aren't
what?
you glad we came together? Thank you, that was marvelous. So, announcements for this week. You're all welcome to join me after service today in the library for this monthly session of unexpected income. So, whether you just like to share your unexpected income or create a consciousness in which you will attract unexpected income, you're welcome to join us. The Presence and Potential book study continues this week. You can still join. If you need the Zoom link, please send an email to Cindy at info@unityvancouver.island. Cindy, please stand up and let people who don't know you. Cindy is our office administrator who's been with us longer than Durban. Longer than me. Please note the new start time for the bi-weekly prayer circle in the library on alternate Wednesdays is now at 1:30, and everyone is welcome to that. And if
taking
you
you
are
out
in
of
the
your
Victoria area, please plan to attend service next week, followed by a community circle. Again, your opportunity to share what you'd like to see, what you love, and any suggestions you may have. Reverend Thomas will be there taking note. And tickets are available today for the return engagement of Ice. Remember, tickets will be available today. Lisa's holding up a poster. They were dancing in the aisles last year. It was the best concert ever, so please get your tickets. And check our newsletter or the website. The newsletter comes out Thursday for the details of these and all the other ongoing events that happen in Unity, including the book studies and the Course in Miracles. And to subscribe to the Miracle or to become a member of Unity Vancouver, again, send an email to Cindy at info@unityvancouverisland.com. And today's daily word, no surprise, is world peace. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means much more than an absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True, lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by living in alignment with God. Anchored in peace, people are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance for all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony, and to work toward our common good. And from James 3:18, and a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. And now, I believe we have more music.
Sometimes would understand. We all need somebody to lean on. 'Cause if there is a load that you have to bear, that you can't carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Sorry about the lyrics. Sometimes my version is different. My bad. Aw, fun.
Backup. Sometimes you need backup. Okay. Hi. First of all, I'll just apologize to anybody joining us online. There is an audio issue. The system is confused. We're telling it to do one thing, and it's doing something different. It happens. So the rhythm of right relationship. I'll start with this, because I think it's important that we have an understanding of how we create our lives. First of all, just to see, so how many people here, when I say something like you create your life, how many people here understand or know what that looks like? Yeah? Okay, that we get to create the life that we want to live, right? The way we perceive things, the stories. Who here tells themselves stories? Anybody? Okay, so these things, this is what I'm talking about, right? The stories we tell ourselves, the way we perceive things, the meaning we give stuff. Like when you get a text from somebody that says, hey, you're late, and you hear it as, hey, you're late, right? Or it was just, you can hear it as, hey, you're late, right? But we get to decide how we take this stuff in and what we make meaning of it, and then that becomes how we show up in the world and how others then might perceive us from the energy that we're giving out. So when I say something like, we get to create our lives, that's what I'm talking about, is that we have the opportunity to create the life that we want to live into. And so in the Lost Gospel of Thomas, there's two things here that are kind of the same. So in 106, and the Gospel of Thomas is a sayings gospel. In other words, it's just a string of things that were said. There's no teaching afterwards. It's just the saying. So in 106, it says, when you make the two, thought and emotion one, you will say to the mountain, move away, and the mountain will move away. So thought and emotion, the feelings that we have, right? So there's the idea of what we think, and then there's the idea of how much energy we give what we think, how much faith we have, how much belief we have in it, right? The feelings, when you're really driven to do something, it's like there's a different energy to that than when you're just like, oh, it would be nice to do this. And how many times does the nice to do this work out? Whereas the stuff that is like pants on fire, gotta do this, there's all of this energy behind it. So number 48 says, if the two make peace with each other in this one house,
They will say to the mountain to move away, and the mountain will move away. Again, it sounds to me like we could see ourselves as the one house, and these two things within us, our thoughts and our emotions, come together as one, and then we create our life. And so the more emotion that we can give something, the more energy that we can give something in our lives, the greater the likelihood that it will manifest. There's that lovely word, that manifest word in our lives. Now, there's some rules. I don't know if you know that. There's some rules around this. One of the rules that I've learned is I can't decide what it looks like. See, I have to be willing to receive and accept what is coming. Not how I would like it to be, but how it's going to show up. Because here's the other side of that. It could show up way greater than your mind can conceive. Right? So why would we want to throw a limit on what is possible? And so there's a training there that says I need to get out of the way. I need to do the work of creating the thoughts and feelings and emotions that are important to me. You might put that in terms of your truth, if we want to use a truth word on that. So that's your truth. And then you just allow. And that might be the hardest thing, is to allow, especially when it comes to other people. That's another talk. But I think of my kids in that moment, right? Of allowing them to be who they are, to not have me put the limits around that. Obviously, I wanted to, teach them that if the element is on the stove is on, don't put your face on it. That's like a given, right? Do not do this because it'll turn out badly. But that's not the same thing as putting all of my fears and anxieties and things that have held me back in my life on them. That's a different thing. So we need to kind of decipher what that is, how that looks. And I don't know that I've done a great job. I think I've done a good job, but there's still more for me to learn, even now that they're going to be 20 years old, and I still want to see them as the little tiny babies that they were when they're not. So there's this letting go that comes from that. And so creating this rhythm is, what I see it as, is really creating a way of being inside of ourselves that allows the rhythm of life to get into flow, that flow state. You could think of it like a jazz band. Great jazz is it sounds like a bunch of people playing completely different things at times, but they're all in the same time meter. They're all playing in the same structure of time, even though they might be noodling completely different from one another. My favorite drummer, when he would do drum solos, he had trained himself to completely let go of what he was doing. And so on his hi-hat foot, which is the little cymbals that do this, he would keep a beat for a waltz. So that's what his hi-hat foot would do. And the whole time that his foot is doing that, he was doing completely different rhythmical things with his hands and his other foot at different speeds and tempos, while that foot kept that waltz beat going. I invite anybody here to try it. Do a waltz with one foot and maybe a rock step with the other and see how that goes. But so that was out of training. He was able to create a rhythm within himself that allowed different parts of his body to work in different time signatures. So we can see that kind of stuff is possible, right? So we can also see then that living a life of peace, being Peace Day, living a life of love, living a life of acceptance is really just training. It's a desire to do it, feelings, emotions. This is how I want to be in the world. And then putting in the practices that allow you to do that. So when I think of practice, some of you that know me on social media might have seen a post earlier this week that it was my 9-year anniversary. I love it just leaving it like that because people's minds go to what is the anniversary for? It was my 9-year anniversary of doing 40 push-ups every day. Yeah. So I decided back in 2016, September 17th, on a Saturday morning, I thought to myself, it would be really great to be able to do 40 push-ups when I'm 85. Don't ask me why I thought this, I just did. And then I heard, you should work things backwards. So this is 2016. I don't even think I was coming to Unity yet at that point. This is pre-Unity, but I was starting to figure some things out in my life of how I might want to, live my life. So anyhow, I worked it backwards. I heard, if you have a goal, you should work it backwards. And so I'm a drummer. I'd like to keep things easy and simple. I thought, well, the easiest way would be to just do them every day until I get to age 85. Sounds simple? I'll just do 40 push-ups every day, and then I'll arrive at age 85 doing 40 push-ups. And so I set that in motion, and I've kept it going. But here's the thing that I didn't know would happen. There's a book out called Habits. Not Atomic, it was actually pre-Atomic Habits. It's just called Habits. The author escapes me. But he talks in there about keystone habits. So you've all heard the story of people, New Year's resolution comes along, and they're like, I'm going to go to the gym every day for 5 hours and, completely change my life. And they last like 2 weeks, maybe 3, and then it's over. And he writes about this and says the reason is it was too big of a shift. Like you completely shocked your entire system and it just could not get on board with that. But you could do things like small incremental changes that become a keystone habit. Now, I know I've shared this story before, but I know some of you haven't heard it. So I started these push-ups, and 6 weeks in, I get out of the shower. Sorry to give you that image, but I get out of the shower, and I'm looking in the mirror, and I noticed that, my pecs and up here had just kind of had a little more shape to it. And I was thinking, like, this is like when I was drumming every day, and I was looking like, hey, this is good. I like this. And that was great. But about 2 minutes later, Leslie walks in the bedroom and walks past the bathroom door and sees me kind of standing there, and she stops and looks and she goes, hey, what have you been doing? You're looking pretty good. And then that's it. Sold, right? Like I'm doing push-ups forever. If I could just do them constantly, that would be great. My wife has paid attention to me after after 16 years of marriage. Oh my God, this is amazing. All fun aside, here's what else happened, is that in my drummer brain, I like to keep it simple, I thought, well, if push-ups, if that little thing, because it wasn't that big a deal for me to do 40 push-ups, it might be for others, for me it wasn't that hard, if that could make that kind of difference, what could eating differently do for me? What could going on longer hikes do for me? And so that became like a keystone habit that triggered other things. And then when I discovered Unity, and I did the prayer class, and I committed to myself to do prayer and meditation every single day of my life, that's now up to almost 3,000 days of doing that. And all of these things have led to what feels like for me a better life than where I was. Maybe not in the material world, but on the inner world, on how I deal with things, how my emotions are in a better state, how I'm able to bring energy to the things I want to bring energy to and leave out the things that I don't want to bring energy to. And these are, you could think of this as consciousness. It's allowed me to elevate my consciousness and awareness. And if I can do it, come on. I'm a drummer. Did you hear about the bass player that locked the keys in the van? Took him an hour to get the drummer out. Yes, didn't. That's why I say I'm a drummer, because there's some great drummer jokes out there. Just trying to decide I want to share this. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I came across a saying from Sengsan. Sengsan is a prominent figure in early Zen history, 8th century Buddhist monk. And this was his message to the world. If you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. So to play the comparative game, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, and then we get trapped in that world of cognitive bias, where we start to see only the things that align with our viewpoint, and we can't see the things that align with a different viewpoint. Any of this sounding like anything going on in the world today to anybody? Does this seem like maybe that's the state of our world, or at least that's how it seems to me when I stand back and take a look, that there's a great divide and very few people actually listening to one another, and not just listening, but actually listening to try and understand. Like, what if we just did that? What if we just listened for a desire to understand? Doesn't mean you have to agree, right? But, we don't have to kill each other either. Like, isn't there like a happy medium in there somewhere? So then I was listening to another podcast that same day. Anybody? I listened to like 2 a day. And it was Lauren Knight Hughes and Thomas Campbell. Thomas Campbell, you may know, wrote the book My Big Toe. Toe being in capital letters, T-O-E, My Big Theory of Everything. So he's a physicist and has been for all of his life. He's been studying in that world for 60 years. He was on this podcast, and him and the host, Lauren Knight Hughes, came to this discussion, and they said, fear and anxiety equates to disorder. Love and acceptance equates to order as it pertains to consciousness. So if you want to have order in your consciousness, in your thoughts, in your world, then it sounds like living in a state of fear and anxiety creates chaos in our lives. Have you ever gone around the circle? You know what I'm talking about? You just keep going around and round and round, chasing the anger and the frustration. Yeah, okay. So you could have that, or if you step into caring, sharing, compassion, love, acceptance, that actually puts the brakes on that experience. And then we can open up to something different, right? If you're in a world of acceptance, it's really hard to get angry at everything and to be upset and to be challenged by things. And I'm not standing here saying like, oh, I'm great at this, because I'm not great at this. What I have gotten really good at is noticing. Noticing when I'm doing that. And then I can choose, right? I can make a decision in that point to go, hey, I'm just going to keep doing this because it's a fun ride right now. And I'm enjoying being angry or upset or whatever it is. Ask my wife, how long am I going to sit in silence for? Don't know yet. That's a question, actually. How long are you going to sit in silence for? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
but at least I know I'm doing it. And now you can make a choice, right? You can choose that or something different for yourself. And so before we have a moment for meditation, I just want to go back a moment because I want to share another story. And it's the story of the moving of the mountains. Because a lot of people, when they read scripture or old text, they take it literally. And I like to look at it metaphysically. And of course, the moving of the mountain is not a physical mountain. It's the obstacles that we have in our pathway to living the life we want to live. However, in this case, this is literally moving a mountain, or parts of it. So has anybody driven through Colorado?
Yeah, actually.
So on my motorcycle trip, I came back through Colorado, and I had read a book on motorcycle adventures, and they mentioned the $1 Million Highway in Colorado. It's believed that it's the $1 Million Highway because it was built in the 1920s, and it cost about $1 million then in order to build it. And so I thought, this is apparently a great motorcycle road, and it's dangerous and scary and awesome all at the same time. So I'm riding up this, and it is switchbacks and twisty-turny, and there's no guardrails in some places, and it is literally, like I stopped looking over to that side of my motorcycle because it was actually a little bit unnerving to look at that. But it's straight down, and as I was riding, I was thinking, who built this? Like, this is literally just, we're going to put a road there. That's what we're going to do. No matter what, we're putting a road there. And that is literally what it looks like. They've drilled holes in rocks. They've taken parts of the mountain away so that they could put the road there. I don't think it was really designed to have a road on it, that mountain. But, you know, America, in all of their ingenuity, they're like, we can do it. So they've literally moved part of that mountain to put a road. Here's the write-up for the $1 Million Highway, okay? So if you're thinking you want to go for a little road trip and have an adventure, the $1 Million Highway is famous and challenging scenic drive along U.S. Route 550 in southwestern Colorado, connecting the towns of Ouray and Silverton over the steep San Juan Mountains. The 25-mile stretch is known for its narrow lanes, hairpin turns, lack of guardrails, steep drop-offs, and stunning dramatic mountain views, including snow-capped peaks and deep valleys. It's considered one of the most beautiful and thrilling drives in America, offering unique experiences like short stone tunnels and requiring careful navigation due to its treacherous conditions and potential for sudden weather changes. Can we go there next, huh? Let's do that. That sounds like a great trip. But you know, when I think back to it, and this is where my love for motorcycling comes in, is that I had to get into a rhythm with it. I had, like, you know, you're turning hairpin corners and gearing down and then gearing up, and you just have to kind of let go of overthinking it and allow yourself to be in this flow with what you're doing. It's kind of like drumming, or I'm sure Josh has this experience when he's playing and singing. You kind of got to let it go and get into a rhythm within yourself and allow yourself to be a part of it, a part of the experience. Kind of like what we want to do with our lives. Don't you want to be a part of the experience instead of having the experience happen to you? Right? Do you get that difference? Mm-hmm. There's a difference there. So with that in mind, I'd like to leave us with maybe 5 things of how to build it, and then we'll go into meditation. So how to build this? Well, step 1 is to take a pause. Sometimes we just got to take a pause, step out of reaction, and take a breath. Anybody ever do that? Yeah, it works. It works amazingly. Number 2, reflect. Ask, where is my part in this? What is mine to actually own? You know, that's when I was frustrated with the sands thing, I had to look at me. That's why I said what I said earlier, was because I need to own my part in what I was feeling about that it didn't go off the way I wanted it to. It didn't, you know, I didn't leave that thinking, wow, I did anything good here. So what do I need to own? Not everybody else, but what's my part in it? And believe me, it really helps to just, okay, now I can think straight and get on to the next thing. Release. Let go of the need to control, or how about this one? Or be right. Oh! No. But I'm right. Allow, trust divine order to bring harmony. And finally, love. Soften into love and let it adjust what needs adjusting. Yeah, it works. It is the great power of the universe, is love. And with that in mind, I invite you to join me for a few moments and get into the rhythm of right relationship. So I invite you to take a breath in, slowly let it go. And just continue to allow yourself to breathe in and exhale and soften into the space you're in right now, whether you're here sitting or you're at home or you're laying down, whatever that looks like. Allow yourself to just soften into this moment. And as you settle in, I invite you to call upon your imagination and to see yourself as an instrument of life, to see yourself as an instrument of peace. Your body, your breath, you're being used for this rhythm of life. When you just allow, the breath comes and goes. When you sit in the quiet, the peace begins to unfold. And if you can, feel into the quiet hum of your own heartbeat. And with your imagination, just notice the people that have come into your life over the years that have been a part of this rhythm of your life. The friends, the family, the community, and even those that maybe have caused you struggle at times. How that too, in the end, has led to something for yourself, has allowed you to create a rhythm in your life. Just take a moment now and see if there's a relationship in your life where you'd either like to bring more love to it, or maybe there's one where it's not quite the relationship you'd like to have, and you can sit in this now and say, what is mine to do here? How can I bring rhythm to this? And it might even be something as simple as moving on. But I invite you to trust that when you invite yourself to speak truth to you, you'll know what to do. And always bring love. Bring love to the party. It is that great harmonizer. And I invite you to affirm in your own words to yourself as we breathe together here that I am in the rhythm with divine love. I am in rhythm with divine love. And as you're ready, you can open your eyes and continue to breathe. Thank you all for being here today. Namaste.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell me I was anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell me I was less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that my loving is a miracle? How deeply I'm connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell them they were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell them they were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that their loving is a miracle? How deeply they're connected to my soul. This is the rhythm of the night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night, this is the rhythm of my life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life, this is the rhythm of the night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night, this is the rhythm of my life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life. 'Cause you could put some joy upon my face, oh sunshine in an empty place. Take me to turn 2, and babe, I'll make you stay. 'Cause I can ease you of your pain, feel you give me love again. Round and round we go, each time I hear you say, this is the rhythm of the night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night, this is the rhythm of my Won't you teach me how to love and learn? There'll be nothing left for me to yearn. Think of me and burn, and let me hold your hand. 'Cause I don't want to face the world in tears. Please think again, I'm on my knees. Sing that song to me, no reason to repent. Sing it with me. This is the rhythm of the night. The night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of the night. The night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of the night. The night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of the night. The night, oh yeah. The rhythm of the night. This is the rhythm of my life. My life, oh yeah. The rhythm of my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Joshua. Your talent and your energy never fails to lift me up. Thank you for being here. And yes. And Thomas, my God, thank you for the analogy of the jazz band. That idea that if I stay grounded in that rhythm of love and kindness and peace, no matter what happens in my life, I always come back to that. That was such a wonderful message. Thank you. Yes. So I invite you to join us now in singing our abundance affirmation.
Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Love is my source, love is all, love is my source, love is all, love is my source, love is all.
And thank you so much for your continuing support, whether it be financial or in your time and your volunteering. We appreciate everything that is contributed. And if you're in a position financially to support Unity, we invite you to use the little donation box at the back at the welcome table, or go online and e-transfer to donations@unityvancouverisland.com. You are truly a blessing. It is what keeps us going and enables us to take this wonderful message into the world. So please join me in saying together our children's blessing. We see the divine light shining as you. We love and appreciate you exactly the way you are. And thank you for bringing your children and exposing them to this wonderful message as well. Thanks again to Thomas and Joshua, to Marie and Max and Leslie in the back, to our hospitality people, our welcomers, all the people who, and to Lisa, all the people who make Sunday mornings, Sunday afternoons, what they are in Nanaimo.
Don't
And-
go there with the Sunday morning.
No, we won't go there. So I invite you please to repeat the prayer for protection with me. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. I invite you to stand now for singing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With love as our center, family all arrayed. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with That's it. I love you. Take each moment, crush, and you that was so hard.
It's because I'm using it cracks me up. So sometimes they connect, and sometimes I hit it and there's nothing. Oh, I know. So it's like, no, I pray if I lose the space.
Great talk, love it. Love it. That sounds like an amazing book. That represents
It's amazing.